Despite countless expeditions and endless research, the Garden of Eden has remained hidden, shrouded in mystery and speculation. But now, in a breathtaking breakthrough, a team of archaeologists led by Dr. John Smith claims to have made the most extraordinary discovery yet, one that could potentially change the course of human history. Could this revelation be true? Could the long-lost Garden of Eden, the very place where humanity began its journey with God, have finally been found? This groundbreaking claim has sent shockwaves through both academic and religious communities, sparking debates, disbelief, and awe. The implications of such a discovery are immeasurable. Not only would it confirm the existence of a place long thought to be more myth than reality, but it would also rewrite our understanding of biblical history and the origins of humankind. Dr. John Smith, a world-renowned archaeologist with an unparalleled expertise in ancient civilizations and sacred scriptures, has spent decades researching the possibility of uncovering Eden's true location. His journey has led him across continents, through perilous terrains, and into the depths of history's most obscure texts. But it was his latest expedition to a remote and largely uncharted region in northern Iraq that delivered the breakthrough he had been seeking for so long. Hidden within a rugged mountain range near the borders of Turkey and Iran, Smith's team unearthed a vast and complex labyrinth of underground caves that, according to their research, may hold the key to one of mankind's oldest and most cherished secrets. The discovery was nothing short of miraculous. After weeks of navigating treacherous tunnels and caverns, the team stumbled upon a massive underground chamber, unlike anything they had ever seen before. This chamber was not just any cave, it was a world unto itself, filled with lush, verdant plant life, cascading waterfalls, and an atmosphere that felt untouched by the passage of time. The flora found within the chamber bore no resemblance to any known species, yet it perfectly matched descriptions found in ancient biblical texts. But the discovery didn't end with the plants. Scattered throughout the cave were ancient relics, tools, artifacts, and remnants of a long-lost civilization, which the team believes could be directly connected to the early human inhabitants of Eden. Dr. Smith and his team were immediately struck by the astonishing parallels between the chamber's features and the biblical descriptions of the Gerpli. Genesis paints a picture of a paradise filled with flowing rivers, trees bearing eternal fruit, and a harmonious balance between man and nature. As they stood within the chamber, surrounded by its natural beauty, it became increasingly clear that this could very well be the legendary Eden, hidden away for millennia, untouched by the outside world. The sense of awe and wonder was palpable. Could they have truly stumbled upon the entrance to the most sacred and sought-after place in human history? The implications of such a discovery are staggering. For centuries, scholars and theologians have debated the location of Eden. Some have long believed that it was situated somewhere in Mesopotamia, near the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Others have proposed more far-flung locations, from Africa to the Americas. But despite these countless theories, no definitive evidence has ever been found until now. Dr. Smith's discovery may very well be the most compelling evidence yet that the Garden of Eden was a real, physical place on Earth, and that it has been hidden beneath the surface, waiting to be rediscovered. But with such an extraordinary claim comes inevitable skepticism. Many in the academic community are cautious, hesitant to embrace the idea that this cave is indeed the biblical Eden. After all, there have been many false starts in the search for Eden over the centuries, with numerous claims that ultimately prove to be nothing more than hopeful speculation. But Dr. Smith's team believes that the evidence they have uncovered is undeniable. The artifacts and relics found within the chamber have been carbon dated to a period that closely aligns with early biblical history, and the plants discovered within the cave exhibit genetic traits unlike anything else known to science. For the researchers on the ground, the discovery feels almost too perfect to be a coincidence. The cave, located in a remote region of northern Iraq, sits at the crossroads of several ancient civilizations. This area has long been thought to hold historical significance, but no one expected it to harbor such a monumental discovery. The underground labyrinth, with its expansive chambers and intricate passageways, suggests that this was no ordinary cave. It is as if the very landscape was shaped to protect something sacred. Could this be the entrance to the Garden of Eden that has eluded humanity for thousands of years? As the world waits with bated breath for further evidence, the discovery has reignited global interest in the mystery of Eden's true location. Scholars, scientists, and religious leaders alike are scrambling to study the findings, hoping to verify what could be the most important archaeological discovery in modern history. For believers, the discovery of Eden would represent more than just an archaeological triumph. It would be a tangible connection to the divine, a reaffirmation of faith, and a reminder of humanity's origins in the hands of God. But even as the evidence continues to be analyzed, questions remain. Why has the Garden of Eden remained hidden for so long? Why now, after centuries of searching, has it been found? And what does this discovery mean for the future of humanity's understanding of its past? Could this be a divine sign, a moment of revelation in a world increasingly disconnected from its spiritual roots? Or is it simply another chapter in the long and complex story of human history? The debate over Eden's location has raged for centuries, with theories ranging from Mesopotamia to Africa to the Americas. Some scholars argue that Eden is a metaphorical representation of spiritual perfection, rather than a physical place. But with Dr. Smith's discovery, the possibility that Eden was a real, tangible paradise is becoming harder to dismiss. The sheer magnitude of the findings, combined with the historical and geographical evidence, suggests that we may be closer than ever to unlocking the truth behind this ancient mystery. As Dr. Smith's team continues to explore the site, the world watches with anticipation. The artifacts uncovered in the cave offer tantalizing clues about the lives of those who may have inhabited Eden, and the unique plant species found within the chamber challenge our understanding of biology and genetics. If this is indeed the Garden of Eden, the implications for science, religion, and history are profound. The gate's dimensions align with Lachia's status as a prominent city, as corroborated by historical and archaeological findings. Emily, overseeing the excavation, emphasizes the significance of Jerusalem in this context. The Bible portrays city gates as focal points of activity, where elders, judges, governors, monarchs, and other authorities convened. During the investigation, researchers unearthed benches likely utilized by these esteemed individuals. The Lachish city gate, towering at 4 meters tall and measuring 24.50 by 24.50 meters, now stands fully exposed. The city's main thoroughfare traverses between its 6 chambers, 3 on each side. Emily described several artifacts unearthed in the gates and chambers. In the initial chamber, benches with armrests were discovered alongside a myriad of items such as jars, grains, scoops, and jar handles, bearing stamped names of officials or seal impressions indicating ownership by the king. Notably, 2 handles bore the seal impression of a horn, signifying their association with the king of Hebron. As for the belief that the Garden of Eden may be a mere fabrication rather than a tangible place, it's a viewpoint held by some. They argued that the Garden of Eden is not so much a physical local as it is a metaphorical concept. According to this perspective, the journey to redemption or enlightenment mirrors the spiritual path symbolized by the story of Adam and Eve. The Garden of Eden, in this interpretation, symbolizes the state of innocence and purity from which humanity is expelled. Despite its biblical references, some may question the historical existence of the Garden of Eden altogether. Indeed, many individuals may attempt to dismiss the account of the Garden of Eden as mere mythology. However, it's worth noting that the narrative in the Bible portrays God as not only creating the garden, but also naming the location. Eden was specifically planted within this garden. The inability to discover it does not necessarily negate its existence. Moreover, references to the garden are not limited to the book of Genesis. The prophets in the Bible also make mention of it. Additionally, the tree of life, which is described as being situated in the garden in Genesis, is mentioned in Revelation 22:1-3. The significance of discovering the Garden of Eden cannot be overstated. Firstly, It lends credence to the idea that such a mythical garden may have had a tangible existence, corroborating numerous theories and folklore stories that have persisted over the ages. Secondly, it offers a fresh perspective on the story of Adam and Eve's expulsion from the garden. Ultimately, this revelation prompts new inquiries into the narrative and its implications, encouraging scholars to reevaluate the text to gain a renewed understanding of its significance. As highlighted in Revelation, Jesus again references the tree of life. The same tree of life from which Adam was forbidden to eat after his transgression is depicted as the tree of life that humanity will be permitted to partake of forever. The pursuit of uncovering the Garden of Eden holds significant environmental implications, particularly in light of the unique plant species discovered within the cave. These genetically distinct plants present an opportunity to glean insights that could prove invaluable in the development of disease-resistant crops capable of thriving in diverse weather conditions. While the endeavor to locate the Garden of Eden may be arduous and fraught with scientific challenges, it's important to acknowledge its potential benefits. Moreover, the search for the Garden of Eden carries the potential to safeguard the unique ecosystem within Cave Hill and its surrounding environs. By delving into the secrets held within this ancient sanctuary, we may uncover knowledge that not only advances agricultural science but also contributes to the conservation and preservation of precious natural habitats. Therefore, the pursuit of understanding the Garden of Eden transcends mere curiosity, offering opportunities to harness nature's wisdom for the betterment of humanity and the planet. Despite extensive research, there remains a lack of tangible evidence to definitively prove the existence of the Garden of Eden in history. The narrative finds its origins in religious texts that lack empirical scientific substantiation over the millennia. Geological phenomena such as shifts in the Earth's landscape and climate have likely contributed to the alteration or even obliteration of any physical remnants of the legendary garden, be it through natural disasters like earthquakes, floods, or erosion. This perspective gains further support from the trajectory of human evolution. Human civilization has evolved over millions of years in a complex and multifaceted manner. It seems improbable that the location described as the Garden of Eden in biblical accounts was indeed the initial habitat for humanity. As we contemplate the mysteries surrounding this sacred site, the quest to uncover the Garden of Eden opens up numerous possibilities and dilemmas for future research. Exploring the depths of the cave system where the garden purportedly existed holds promise for discovery, yet it also poses significant challenges. Scientists must navigate the complexities of safely accessing the caves while ensuring the preservation of their delicate ecosystems. Despite these obstacles, the pursuit of knowledge about the Garden of Eden remains an enticing endeavor, offering the potential for profound revelations about our shared human history and the natural world. Indeed, future investigations into the area surrounding the purported location of the Garden of Eden hold the potential to yield valuable insights into ancient cultures that once thrived there. By delving into the religious significance attributed to the Garden of Eden, researchers may uncover knowledge about the development of agriculture and horticulture practices. The lush descriptions of the Garden of Eden as a paradise teeming with fruit trees, vibrant plants, and flowing rivers evoke images of abundance and beauty. The fruits within the garden were not only delicious but also visually stunning, perpetually blooming amidst a climate reminiscent of eternal springtime. Moreover, the harmonious coexistence of humans and animals within this pristine sanctuary paints a breathtaking picture of utopia. Therefore, the discovery of this fabled paradise has the potential to revolutionize our understanding of history. It could shed light on ancient civilizations, illuminate the origins of agricultural practices, and offer profound insights into humanity's relationship with the natural world. The quest to uncover the Garden of Eden holds the promise of uncovering treasures that may reshape our perception of the past and inspire new avenues of exploration and discovery. The purported validation of the myth of the Garden of Eden through the astounding discovery of its true location in northern Iraq opens up a new chapter of inquiry into the story of Adam and Eve and its broader significance. This revelation not only prompts fresh questions but also presents unprecedented opportunities for further research that could unlock discoveries and insights spanning ancient cultures, agriculture, and the environment. Throughout history, numerous theories have emerged regarding the possible location of the Garden of Eden, with some suggesting that it can be pinpointed by aligning biblical descriptions with the landscape of the era. According to the biblical narrative, a river flowed from Eden to water the garden before diverging into 4 distinct branches. The first, known as Pishon, encompassed the entire region of Havilah, renowned for its abundance of gold, onyx, and precious stones. The second river, Gishon, traversed the land of Cush. The third river, Hiddekel, originated east of Ashur, while the fourth river was Parat. Even upon a cursory examination of these passages, it becomes apparent that the biblical text describes 4 rivers: Pishon, Gihon, Hiddekel, and Parat, all of which are believed to have their origins in the Garden of Eden. This alignment between biblical accounts and archaeological findings serves as a tantalizing catalyst for further exploration, promising to unveil deeper layers of understanding about humanity's ancient past and the mysteries surrounding the fabled paradise. The interpretation provided by the esteemed biblical scholar Rashi sheds intriguing light on the identity of the Pishon River. Rashi associates the term Pishon, meaning gushing forth and overflowing, with the Nile River, which historically overflowed its banks to irrigate the fertile lands of Egypt. Additionally, Rashi suggests a linguistic connection between Pishon and the Hebrew word pishton, signifying flax. This association points to the significance of the Nile River in fueling the flax industry of ancient Egypt, which thrived due to the river's abundant waters. Furthermore, Rashi's analysis underscores the historical context of ancient Egypt as a hub for mining gold and precious stones. Archaeological evidence supports the existence of gold mining activities in regions such as Nubia, encompassing modern-day southern Egypt and Sudan during pre-dynastic periods. In light of these insights, Rashi proposes that the reference to Havilah in the biblical narrative likely denotes a location along the Nile region, possibly within the territories of Egypt or Sudan. Rashi's interpretation offers a compelling perspective on the geographical and economic realities of the ancient Near East, enriching our understanding of the biblical account of the Garden of Eden and its associated landmarks. By delving into the linguistic nuances and historical contexts embedded within the text, scholars like Rashi provide valuable insights that deepen our appreciation of the ancient narratives and their relevance to the broader tapestry of human civilization. The interpretation proposing the Pishon River as the Ganges River introduces a fascinating perspective on the geographical context of the biblical narrative. Advocates of this interpretation point to Yonatan ben Uzziel's translation, which equates the region of Havilah with Hindki, an Aramaic term referring to India. Notably, Josephus, the ancient historian, also associated the Pishon River with the Indus River, which flows through modern-day Pakistan and India. This alignment with the modern city of Havilion, situated between Pakistan and Kashmir along the upper reaches of the Indus River, further supports the connection between the biblical account and the Indian subcontinent. Moreover, the land of Cush, traditionally linked with Ethiopia, offers insights into the identification of the Gihon River as the Blue Nile. The Blue Nile originates from Lake Tana in Ethiopia and converges with the White Nile in Khartoum, Sudan, forming the Nile River that flows into Egypt. R. David Kimchi, a notable biblical commentator from the 12th century, elucidates the significance of the name Gihon, which denotes divergence. This symbolism reflects the multitude of tributaries that branch off from the Blue Nile in Ethiopia, contributing to its powerful flow. Overall, these interpretations provide rich cultural and geographical context for understanding the biblical narrative of the Garden of Eden. By exploring the linguistic and historical nuances embedded within the text, scholars continue to unravel the complexities of ancient civilizations and their interconnectedness across vast regions. The identification of the third river, Hiddekel, with the Tigris River is widely acknowledged within biblical scholarship. The Tigris River flows from southeastern Turkey through Iraq, ultimately emptying into the Persian Gulf. The biblical figure Daniel, during his exile in Babylonia, described standing on the banks of the Hiddekel River while receiving one of his visions. This textual evidence firmly places the Hiddekel River within the region of ancient Babylonia, corresponding to present-day Iraq. Yonatan ben Uzziel, a sage from the Second Temple era, provides further insight into the linguistic interpretation of the term Hiddekel. He translates it into the Aramaic word diglas, which resonates with the modern-day names of the Tigris River in Turkish Dikla and Arabic Dila. This linguistic continuity underscores the enduring significance of the Tigris River throughout history. According to this identification, the reference to Ashur in the biblical verse likely pertains to ancient Assyria, which was centered around the upper reaches of the Tigris River. The alignment between biblical accounts and historical geography enriches our understanding of ancient civilizations and their interconnectedness with the natural landscape. The fourth river mentioned in the biblical narrative, Parat, is commonly identified as the Euphrates River, which runs in close proximity to the Tigris. Together, these two rivers delineated a significant portion of the Fertile Crescent, often regarded as the cradle of civilization in ancient times. The name Euphrates finds its roots in various ancient languages, including the Greek Euphrates, the Old Persian Euphrato, and the Akkadian Paratu. Even today, the river is referred to as Al-Furat in Arabic. The Euphrates River holds considerable significance in biblical narratives, featuring prominently in God's promise to Abraham regarding the land of Israel and serving as one of the defining borders of the Promised Land. Additionally, historical records suggest that Jewish civilization once extended as far as the banks of the Euphrates, with members of the tribe of Reuben settling in these regions. While the identification of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers is relatively straightforward, the same cannot be said for the other two rivers mentioned in the biblical account. The verse provides more detailed information regarding the Pishon River compared to the others. Yet the specifics remain ambiguous and subject to debate among scholars. Despite the challenges posed by these uncertainties, the pursuit of understanding the geographical and historical context of the Garden of Eden narrative continues to inspire exploration and scholarly inquiry. In Jewish tradition, the Garden of Eden holds both celestial and terrestrial significance. The celestial Garden of Eden represents the ultimate destination of the righteous soul, following its departure from the earthly realm. Conversely, the terrestrial Garden of Eden refers to the physical location where Yahweh, the Hebrew name for God, created Adam and Eve, whom many believe to be the ancestors of humanity. Jewish law, as recorded in the Talmud, identifies this garden as being situated in Eden, as described in the book of Genesis, the first book of the Jewish Torah and the Christian Bible. The Garden of Eden, also known as Gan in Hebrew, is depicted as an idyllic paradise. Within its bounds, Adam and Eve experienced a state of blissful innocence, untouched by pain, sickness, fear, or mortality, until they transgressed against Yahweh's command. This narrative serves as a foundational element in Jewish theology, exploring themes of human nature, free will, and the consequences of disobedience. Through the story of the Garden of Eden, Jewish tradition offers profound insights into the human condition and the complexities of the relationship between humanity and the divine. The story of Adam and Eve's temptation in the Garden of Eden holds profound significance within Jewish tradition. According to the biblical narrative in the book of Genesis, Yahweh prohibited Adam and Eve from eating the fruit of the tree of knowledge, warning them of the consequences should they disobey. In the story, a serpent, often interpreted as a manifestation of the devil or representing humankind's inclination towards self-destructive behavior, tempts Eve to eat the forbidden fruit. The serpent persuades Eve by suggesting that consuming the fruit will grant her knowledge and wisdom, making her like God and able to discern good from evil. Eve succumbs to temptation and eats the fruit, then shares it with Adam. As a result of their disobedience, Adam and Eve become aware of their emotional and physical senses, experiencing shame and guilt for the first time. This act of disobedience marks a pivotal moment in the narrative, symbolizing humanity's departure from a state of innocence and the introduction of moral awareness. Eve is often depicted as the original sinner in this story, as she is the one who first partakes of the forbidden fruit and then offers it to Adam. This narrative element has been subject to various interpretations and theological discussions within Jewish scholarship, exploring themes of free will, temptation, and the consequences of disobedience. Through the story of Adam and Eve's temptation, Jewish tradition grapples with fundamental questions about human nature, morality, and the relationship between humanity and the divine. In Islam, the concept of the Garden of Eden, known as Jannat Eden or Gardens of Eden, holds significance as a heavenly paradise or city within heaven. It represents the fourth stage of Jannah, the gardens of perpetual abode, symbolized by abundant and exquisite pearls. Eden is described as a paradise where the righteous, patient, and pure dwell in magnificent mansions surrounded by lush gardens, flowing streams, and inhabited by angels. In Islamic tradition, it is believed that Adam originally resided in Jannat Eden before descending to earth. According to the Quran, Adam's descent to earth occurred from Jannat Eden to Serendib, a place often identified with Sri Lanka. While the Quran refers to the garden without the term Eden, it is commonly understood that the Garden of Eden serves as the fourth layer of Islamic heaven. However, unlike in some interpretations of other religious traditions, it is not necessarily regarded as the specific dwelling place of Adam in Islam. Throughout the Quran, there are numerous references to the garden, which symbolize the ultimate reward for the righteous in the afterlife. These descriptions depict a paradise of unparalleled beauty and bliss where believers are reunited with their Creator and enjoy eternal peace and happiness. The concept of Jannat Eden reflects Islamic beliefs about the nature of the afterlife and the rewards awaiting those who lead a life of faith, virtue, and obedience to Allah. In Islamic tradition, Jannat, the Gardens of Eden, holds a position of supreme honor among the various gardens of heaven. Quranic exegetes and scholars assert that Jannat is unparalleled in its beauty, splendor, and bliss, surpassing all other heavenly abodes. Descriptions of Jannat in Islamic literature emphasize its extraordinary nature, with vivid imagery depicting scenes that exceed the imagination and comprehension of mortal beings. According to a hadith attributed to the Prophet Muhammad, the Gardens of Eden are described as beyond human perception, what no eyes have ever seen, and what has never occurred to any heart. This emphasizes the incomprehensible magnificence and splendor of Jannat. While the Quranic verses often provide metaphorical or symbolic descriptions of Jannah, some verses offer glimpses into its tangible features. Residents of the Gardens of Eden are believed to include various groups such as prophets, the sincere martyrs, believers, and mujahids, those who strive in the cause of Islam. These descriptions underscore the inclusivity and rewards awaiting those who lead righteous lives and remain steadfast in their Amen. Interestingly, despite the biblical account featuring multiple trees in Eden, the Quranic narrative mentions only one significant tree, the tree of immortality and ownership of no decay. Allah specifically forbade Adam and Eve from partaking of this tree, signifying its sacredness and the divine commandment to abstain from certain actions. Notably, unlike in the Bible, there is no mention of a tree of knowledge in the Quranic narrative of Eden. Overall, the Quranic depiction of Jannat offers believers a vision of paradise that transcends earthly limitations, promising eternal bliss and closeness to Allah for those who follow the path of righteousness and obedience. The idea that the Garden of Eden is a myth and cannot be located is supported by several factors. One such factor is the mythology surrounding its river system, which includes the Pishon, Gihon, Tigris, and Euphrates rivers. Attempts to locate the Garden of Eden by tracing these rivers have proven inconclusive, as the geographical features described in the biblical narrative do not correspond with known landscapes. Moreover, a subset of liberal PH scholars influenced by anthropological perspectives proposed that the Garden of Eden is a symbolic reconstruction of earlier Mesopotamian myths. These scholars suggest that the biblical account of Eden shares similarities with ancient Sumerian stories about the city gardens of the gods and goddesses in Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq. According to these myths, the gods created cities and gardens for their own sustenance and enjoyment. The fertile floodplain of Lower Mesopotamia, referred to as Eden by the Sumerians, was considered the Garden of the Gods. The Tigris and Euphrates rivers, which flowed through this region, were utilized as irrigation channels to nourish the gardens. Over time, the gods grew weary of tending to their gardens and created humanity to serve as caretakers. Humans were tasked with maintaining the irrigation canals, cultivating crops, and presenting offerings of food to the gods and temples within the cities. This narrative suggests that the concept of the Garden of Eden may have originated as a symbolic reflection of these ancient Mesopotamian myths, rather than representing a literal, physical location. In light of these perspectives, the search for the Garden of Eden may be seen as a quest to understand the symbolic and cultural significance of the biblical narrative within the broader context of ancient Near Eastern mythology and religious beliefs. The interpretation of ancient Mesopotamian myths regarding the creation of humanity and the role of gods differs significantly from the teachings of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. According to this perspective, humanity was not created out of divine love or for the purpose of fellowship with the gods as depicted in Abrahamic traditions. Instead, humans were viewed as agricultural slaves created by the gods to serve as laborers in the gardens of Eden. In this interpretation, the gods fashioned humanity to perform the back-breaking and laborious tasks required to maintain the gardens and provide sustenance for the deities. The gods, reluctant to engage in manual labor themselves, delegated this responsibility to humanity, thereby ensuring their own comfort and sustenance without the need for personal exertion. Furthermore, the denial of immortality and godhood to humanity was seen as a deliberate strategy to maintain the hierarchical order established by the gods. Allowing humans to attain immortality or divine status would undermine the gods' control over the agricultural labor force and necessitate their return to the toil of tending the gardens themselves. In the Mesopotamian worldview, the gods depended on humans to grow their food and sustain them, and any disruption to this arrangement would pose a threat to their comfort and power. Therefore, the denial of godhood and immortality to humanity served to perpetuate the gods' dominance and preserve the status quo within the divine hierarchy. Overall, this interpretation offers a distinct perspective on the role of humanity in Mesopotamian mythology, emphasizing themes of labor, exploitation, and divine self-interest. It contrasts with the theological concepts of love, fellowship, and divine purpose found in the Abrahamic religions. It's fascinating to explore the parallels between the biblical narrative of the Garden of Eden and the myths of ancient Mesopotamia. The idea that Genesis's account may have been influenced by earlier Mesopotamian myths offers a compelling perspective on the origins of this foundational story. Regardless of the specific cultural influences behind the Garden of Eden myth, its central message remains timeless and profound. The promise of eternal life and divine provision for the righteous resonates across religious and cultural boundaries, offering hope and comfort to believers throughout history. As we contemplate recent findings and interpretations related to the concept of paradise on earth, it's important to reflect on the deeper spiritual truths conveyed by the Garden of Eden narrative. If you found this video intriguing and want to dive deeper into more fascinating discoveries and mysteries like this, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about this discovery? Could this really be the Garden of Eden? We'd love to hear your theories and opinions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.